It's May 27th, 2026. I am at Joel Pearl, thejoelpearl.com on Blue Sky, and it's time to get in the weeds. A wonderful Wednesday, very sunny, bright, warm in the city of Toronto. It's going to get up to, I think, about close to 27, 28. That's Celsius. For the Americans out there, good luck. And Jeremy Lambert is here. Speaking of the American, how you doing, pal?
I'm well. Last night was sort of a mixed bag of things, but I'd come to grips with the disappointing Colorado Avalanche losing after Game 3 when you blow a 3-0 lead and then lose the game and you're down 3-0 in the series. The series is basically over. So I came to grips with that after Game 3, so that wasn't super disappointing. And then the Thunder won, so that was a good thing. And I have a story to tell here shortly about my post game adventures. We shall call them.
Oh, Jesus Christ! You didn't run into someone from North Carolina, did you?
No, no. Matt Hardy? No, Matt Hardy was not.
All right, just making sure.
That goes into the banner for today. I already have the banner. What was your favorite match as a 10-year-old, Joel?
It was probably an Undertaker match. This would have been. Well, I was 10. When was I 10? I don't know. Neither do I. That's the problem. When was I? It would have been 1997 because I'm born in 87. So okay, 1997. I mean, I could say Hell in a Cell, Taker and Mick. Yeah, could do that. Was that? Yeah. No, sorry. That was 98.
That was 98. Yeah.
So 97 would have been Shawn and Taker in the Cell.
Shawn and Taker in the Cell. Okay.
Yeah. So there you go. Could be that. Other matches in 97 could be Brett and Stone Cold. Was that 97 or was that 96?
The WrestleMania match? That was 97.
That was 97? That was 13.
97.
Yeah, okay, so that was 97. That was a good one. Yeah, okay. There we go. Ryan Lambert saying he was 10 in 2022. Now I'm feeling weird. I like this person, and now I have no idea how old they are. This is very, very confusing to me. What about you? Your favorite match as a 10-year-old?
I mean, my favorite match as a 10-year-old is my favorite match still to this day. It is the Doomsday Cage match to end the alliance of Hulkamania. It has not changed. So, that match was
It was 95.
Yeah. So
you were not 10 years old.
I was 10 in 98.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why can't that be my favorite match as a 10-year-old? It happened before I was 10.
Oh, so Jesus. I thought it was on the year you turned 10.
No, it's just when you were 10.
I stick with what I said.
Yeah, it's when you were 10. What's your favorite match? So when I was 10, that match had already taken place. Why are you trying to semantic me here, Joel?
That's what the show is all about, semantics.
Well, that's why the show's stupid.
Very. Don't be stupid with us, would you? This is a show that we do 5 days a week. Myself, Jeremy Lambert, SB3. Some configuration, some conglomeration of the three of us. Sometimes all of us. Sometimes two of us. Sometimes one of us if something's going on. But regardless, we're here every Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern until, I don't know, noon after. And we talk about a lot of stuff, wrestling, non-wrestling. Who could possibly care? But we're here in your ears because maybe you're looking for something to do. Maybe you're just hanging out with us. Maybe you're at work and not wanting to do your job, at which point I understand. That's what I'm doing right now. So for everyone here, welcome. We appreciate you. We have lots of shows here on Fightful Overbooked for you to subscribe to, including the Spotlight with Jeremy and Steven Jensen. That's on Thursday nights. On Fridays, we have Coexisting with Rob and Maggie. And of course, Sundays, we have, I almost said all Collins' other show, Coast to Coast with JPJ and Collins. They are there on Sundays. And while you're at it, you can go ahead, leave a thumbs up on the video. Jeremy's frozen, so I can speak right through the call to action. So leave a thumbs up on the video, and you can donate a super chat. Any amount, get your question or statement read on the air, and it might even fix Jeremy on the internet. This is what I'm talking about when I say sometimes one of us goes solo. Case in point. See, I just pop off, and now I'm all by myself again. I'm not going to sing the song because I said I would. Someone saying we thought it was in the weeds that planted the Kaiser story. We're going to get into that in a little bit. It's a very interesting conversation to have. And once Jeremy gets back and we get into it, we will. Plus, I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about NXT. We're actually going to be planned to be joined by MLW owner and CEO, Court Bauer. He's going to come and join us at 11:30 Eastern. We'll talk about MLW Fusion. We'll talk about what his plans are for the MLW expansion and the companies that he's currently partnering with and working with. So very much looking forward to having Court Bauer once again at 11:30. And you're back. See, what did I say? Sometimes it's three of us, sometimes if it's two of us, and sometimes it's just one of us.
I did get ready for this all summer, folks. Just get ready for this all summer. And I'm sorry. Is it just frozen again? Am I just going to freeze the entire? Okay. All right.
You know what you got? You got to start going into all their individual IPs and just limiting the speed. The bandwidth should be like, they get 10 megabits. Make sure you do your best with that.
I would actually love to do that and just cut them off from everything, at least while I'm doing the show.
There are ways to go in through your router and do those things.
I think there are. I'm not smart enough to do it. And when I've tried to do it in the past, like I couldn't, like it didn't work. So I need I don't know. I need to either figure it out or something. Or like we should have good enough internet. That's the thing. It's just we don't. Spectrum sucks.
Oh yes, you have that formerly Kate internet.
Yeah, Spectrum is complete trash. So.
Yeah. Ken Bruno asking if we hear.
When's the last time I Oh,
go ahead.
What's up?
Go ahead.
Oh, when's the last time I upgraded my internet? I don't know. I feel like we did upgrade it, and then it was not truly an upgrade.
There's got to be something at play. But then again, all these devices, I guess it stutter steps it. Because again, we've talked about it. You use an Ethernet cable to wire in, and there's no reason for it to not work. It's very strange. Either way. Yeah. Anyway, by the way, so yeah, you mentioned, I wanted to actually say it off the air, but I wasn't sure how you were feeling. I'm sorry that the Avs did not make it, but also it was what it was. Izzy Dame. Was he Dame?
Yeah, it's yeah, no. Again, I came to grips with it after the last game. It's fine. I expect Bednar will probably be fired. I don't think he's a bad coach. I actually think he's a really good coach. I mean, he's led the team to the playoffs each season outside of that miserable first season, which I can't put any blame on him for. He took the job like 2 weeks before the season started. He's led the team to the playoffs every year. They won a Stanley Cup, but 4 straight disappointing exits, like losing in the first round of Seattle, losing to Dallas 3 years ago, not 2 years ago, I guess, losing to Dallas last year in Game 7 where you had a 2-goal lead in the third period, losing this year, getting swept by Vegas. Like they lose to a similar team every single time. They cannot just deal with a structured defensive team who slows them down through like going through the middle and stuff. And the fact that they like can't break that, and it's been literally 4 straight years. And really, if you go back to 2021 when they lost to Vegas, they lost 4 straight to Vegas. Then they lost 8 straight games in the playoffs to Vegas. Like you gotta to two different coaching staffs by Vegas, by the way. Like you gotta probably change things up at some point. Like you gotta get new voice, new ideas in there. I'm sure Bednar will go to another team and he'll have great success there. And because he's a really good coach, but you gotta just change things up and get a new voice in there. And I'm sure they'll make some trades and stuff. So anytime you go cup or bust and you don't get the cup, it's a bust season. And this was, unfortunately, it was a good season, but it's a bust season because you're going for the Stanley Cup and you didn't win the Stanley Cup. So it's not a good season.
It's been a run of good seasons.
It's been a run of good seasons, not great seasons, but good seasons.
That's good. That's fine. And you know what? The only reason why I'm okay with the Golden Knights moving on is because they beat the Ducks. And if they're going to beat the Ducks, you may as well go all the way.
Yeah, I'm pulling for Montreal or Carolina, honestly. Like,
you get it.
I don't have anything necessarily against Vegas, but man, that's an expansion team that's now won a Stanley Cup and been to 3 Cup finals since they started existing like 10 years ago. And look, I think their management is great. They always go cup or bust. Like I actually respect that about them. And John Tortorella, I've always liked just because I think he's a fun coach. I know he can be an
Fun?
asshole and get on. Yeah,
All
fun as
right.
a fan. Not like I probably hate to play for him,
I was gonna
but
say.
yeah, as a fan, like he's entertaining. That's all I care about.
He's also
So I
effective, clearly.
yeah, he's very effective. I mean, he took over this job like 2 weeks with the season remaining and has gotten them to the Cup final. So clearly something worked. And this is back to my point about Bednar of like sometimes you just got to change the voice up. Like even if things are working, like sometimes just bringing in someone fresh with a different voice and new ideas is kind of what a team needs. But that fan base like doesn't know struggle, and that annoys me when a fan base just hasn't gone through any real struggle. I mean, you made the cup final like your first season in existence. Y'all ain't struggled through anything. You made the playoffs nearly every year in existence. Like there is no real struggle. A Montreal and Vegas final would be kind of like for the Maple Leafs. It has to be like a knife because it's like, oh, Mitch Marner's in the finals and there's also a Canadian team in the finals. Like, man, who are we supposed to root for here? Another Canadian team or Mitch Marner? I Carolina was always my second favorite team. I still like them. I'd be happy if they're there. I like the Habs. They're a fun team. They shouldn't be in this spot. Like it's a young team. I hope they're going to be there for a long time. So if they end up making it like that, that's a cool story. So I'm kind of pulling for whoever comes out of the East. Honestly, I can't really root for Vegas.
The Habs have a lot of Canadians on their team too, which I appreciate. That's always my thing. It's like it's one thing to be like, oh, I'm going to support the Canadian team, and it's another thing to be like, I'm going to support the team that has the most Canadians. Because I've said it before.
I mean, most teams have a lot of Canadians.
There's been a lot of a lot of U.S. money going into their programs, and there's always other countries that produce players from Europe. So, I mean, yeah, Canada has a lot of exports, or I guess imports if it's Canadian. But regardless, there are a lot of Canadians on this team, and for that, I'm all about the Habs. But in other years, I've been like, I want the team to win that has the most Canadians, so that the Cup spends the most time north of the border as humanly possible. So that's what I'm always going for. Doesn't matter though, because no one's going to win the Cup this year. Going to be nobody's winning. Don't you worry. I'm not even a Leafs fan, so like even that little catch-22 you mentioned, it's like, do you cheer for Marner or do you cheer for the other Canadian team? It's like I neither. Dig my head in the sand and pretend next year's another year. That's all I do, and I'm not even a Leafs fan again. I just wait until the Sens come back. Right?
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I assume that's what most Leafs fans are doing. Is like we're not even going to watch this because
you know what they do. Leafs hat comes off, Jay's hat goes on, and now nobody gives a damn about hockey. Oh, it's summer! Yeah. Look, woo! And the tempo. And then people want to cheer for the tempo, which I understand. You know, it's their inaugural season, and they want to cheer on. An inaugural season in any sport typically means you're not going to have a great record unless you're the Vegas Golden Knights. But if you're trying, you can do pretty well. And the tempo are bringing in fans, and they're doing quite well. So for that, you know, Toronto's pretty much forgotten about the Leafs because the Leafs also have sucked in the last 60 years.
60 years, yeah.
60 years without a cup next year, baby. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great time. Anyway. Yeah.
All right.
What are we going to start with?
Oh, I'm going to tell. Did we do thumbs up? I don't know if I was frozen.
Yeah, that's why you were frozen. I just kept going because it worked perfectly. But if you want to do thumbs up on yourself, that's good stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
You thumb those fireworks. Go for it.
All right. So last night, really, Micah, real quickly, since we are talking hockey.
It is topical.
Yeah, Micah, I have no thoughts on the Habs right now. Fair, because I don't want to break anything. Also fair. Just praying the Canadians can pull it off. Go Habs. Yeah, I like the Habs. Like I hope the Habs will make it. And again, if it's the Hurricanes, like I'm cool with that. Ryan saying poll question. I don't really have one today. If anybody wants to throw one out there, we'll take it.
Oh, someone actually had a poll question in the chat, and it was funny. It was about being 10.
Oh, okay.
It was. It was actually Ryan. Poll question: Are you 10?
All right, we can make that the poll question. Sure, why not?
Uh,
All right. RU10. No Sean Spears. There we go. There we go. There's the poll question, everybody. All right.
a lot of
Okay. So
Canadians playing for the Canes too, by the way.
what's up?
A lot of Canadians playing for the Canes too.
Yeah, I
Looking at
assume most of these teams have a bunch of
that.
Canadians.
Not as many as Montreal, but about
Oh.
half their team is Canadian,
Okay. All right.
including Charlie Serrato, who has no photo on the Canes roster. Anyway, continue.
So last night, Thunder played as they do sometimes. Zach's in the chat. What up, Zach? Did you go to the game last night, Zach? If you did, it was a good game. 0-0 series, but a good game. So last night, OKC plays, game ends. Game ends, by the way, in like the third period of the Avs game. This is how disassociated I was with the Avs at this point. OKC games ends, third period of the Avs game starts, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm going for my walk. I'm going to talk to Sammer, and whatever happens to the Avs happens to the Avs. And they lost. I didn't actually watch the third period. I was going for my walk. This is not for anyone. I don't think anybody thinks this is a bit, but for anyone who thinks this is a bit, this is not a bit. I legitimately go outside. I walk the streets after these games, and I talk to Sammer on the phone.
Question.
Yeah.
He lives, for those who don't know, Sammer lives in another part of the world.
Lebanon.
Lebanon. I didn't want to dox him. I know he's probably mentioned it before.
Oh, there's a lot of places. I mean, Lebanon's kind of.
It is a large country.
Yeah.
For the sake of our people, what time is it when you're speaking with Sammer?
3-4 o'clock in the morning.
In the morning. Okay, I just want to put it out there. That's how.
Maybe actually, like when the game starts, it might be like 3 or 4. By the time it's over, it's probably closer to like 7-ish.
Okay. Yeah. So I just want people to understand how good of a friend Sammer is to this man. That he is.
Well, I mean, it's not like he's just up to talk to me. He watches the games as well.
I get it. But he's up. This is what I'm saying. He's up, and he's doing this out of the goodness of his heart. He could be sleeping at this point. He could be tired.
Well, yeah, he sleeps before the game, and then he wakes up during the game to watch the game. And yeah, that's that. He sleeps during the game. He wakes up during the game, and like watches the game, wrestling. And then what?
It's like me when I watch wrestling. Fall asleep during the show, wake up during the show.
Yeah, and then we talk after the game. He doesn't have to work this week, so that's been helpful with everything. Regular season, he typically like won't watch the majority of the regular season games unless it's the weekend. It's very funny because he tells his friends about like me and his viewing habits and everything, and when he does it, like his friends look at him like he's super strange. Like, wait, you get up at like 3 a.m. to watch this game, and then you talk to your friend in the United States about the game, and he's like, yeah. And his girlfriend is like, yeah, this is completely normal. Like, this is she just accepts it, like just like my wife accepts it with me. So yeah. Real quick, I was gonna answer a question.
Was it Ted concerned about you?
Yes, yeah. Where did this obsession come from? What obsession? Like me walking like the streets? I don't really. So I like. It's not necessarily the streets of like having to walk. As people know, there's a lot of kids here, and it's the summer. And so, like, if they're in bed and everything, I can just walk the living room. I like to pace. Like, I got a lot of built up energy, nervous energy from the game and stuff. Like, I have to pace around after the game. So I can't. I don't want to do it in our room. My wife actually likes to sleep after the games. She's here, by the way. She likes to sleep, so I don't want to like walk around in our room. So I'll go to the living room and I'll just walk around like the kitchen and stuff, or I'll do like the dishes and whatever. And like that's how I can get my energy out while talking. But during the summer, the kids stay in the living room, they sleep in the living room, and so like I can't be in that space, so I just go outside because that's an open area where I can just walk around. So it's not necessarily of like where did the obsession with walking the streets come from? Like this is how I've always been. Like even as a kid, I would have to like walk around after the games and like talk to everything. Oh, my intensity involved with, I don't know, man. That's been in me forever.
Did you ever do team sports when you were growing up?
Yeah, I played hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played basketball. I wasn't very good at basketball. I played soccer. Wasn't very good at soccer. I didn't really like those sports. I was pretty good at hockey, roller hockey. I would get intense, but I also played goalie. And as everyone knows, goalies are weird and kind of intense. So like there's that. But I don't know, man. I just latched onto sports and I just became one of those fans. Like I'm not different than a lot of people out there. Like there's a lot of fans who are like me. So
did your coaches or your parents, were they hard on you after you lost the game?
No, my parents knew not to talk to me after we lost the game.
So there's something deeper than this. Yes, we are in the middle of therapizing Jeremy's sports fandom. We are, and that's what we do. It's either that or talk about NXT. Pick your poison, fans. Pick your poison.
No, my parents didn't. No, they were always encouraging and everything. I don't know. I watched the games. I got really into the games, and then when we lost, I got really mad after the games. And I've punched through a few walls and broken a few doors in my day as a kid. So I'm a little bit better now, a little bit, not too much, but a little bit better now when it comes to this stuff. But no, my wife can confirm if I'm better or worse than I she doesn't know how I used to be, so she probably thinks she could tell you my growth from 2021 on, and I feel like there's been some growth there.
Oh yeah, you now plank a lot longer than you did back in 2021.
I didn't plank at all in 2021.
See? Look at that.
So yeah, my wife was saying, make sure you emphasize that you don't do this now, breaking doors and punching walls. Yes, I don't do this now. That's why I said back in my day, my youth, with everything, I used to do these things. No, I don't punch anything. I don't hit anything nowadays. I'll yell. That's about it. But I feel like that's normal sports.
My child asks if you're still yelling at me.
I'm always yelling at Joel. Yeah,
I know. That's it. I'm like, no, in the back of my head, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, to the story, I go out. I walk the streets after the game. So last night, I went out and I walked the streets as I do. It's about 1:45, and I'm on the phone with Sammer. So this is how late again I'm out, like walking the streets. It's 1:45 around this time. So nearly 1 a.m. in the morning. And I just walk in front of our road. That's I don't go, super around. I used to, but then I didn't learn, but I was like, I should probably just stick in front of our road. I don't want to go around to a neighborhood. Not that I'm unfamiliar with our neighborhood. But yeah, I was like, I'll just stay in front of our road. That's probably better. So anyway, 1:45, I see this car coming down the road. I'm like, okay. Let me just step off to the side. I'm going to step off to the side. Let me get out of the way of this car, let them pass by, and that'll be that. So I step off to the side. This is across the street from my house where I step off to the side at. And it's just a patch of grass. There's a ditch there, and it's fine. So I step off to the side, and the car just stops right in front of my house. And I'm like, can you please pass? And I'm on the phone with Sammer during all of this, mind you. So I'm kind of relaying all this information to him. I'm just like, oh, there's a car coming. I was like, can you just pass, please? And so I step further off into the side. So hopefully, I don't know if they may have seen me and maybe they're slowing down so they don't hit me or whatever. So I step further off to the side so they just go. And then they flash their lights at me. And I'm like, is this a cop car? And sure enough, a cop gets out and he goes, hello, sir, ma'am. And I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, all right. I was like, hold on, there's a cop here. And so I'm still on the phone with Sam. I don't mute myself or anything because I'm not thinking that much. And so, hey, how much you charge?
That's what I thought we were going for.
I was like, is this a cop car? So I step onto the road and I'm like, hey, hello, how are you? And he's like, hey, how you doing, sir? Everything okay? And I'm like, yeah. And in my head, this makes a lot of sense what I'm about to say. But I realize how stupid it sounds in hindsight now. And I'm like, yeah, everything's fine. I'm just walking. I'm talking to my friend. Our basketball team just played and we're talking about the game. And I hear Sammer like laugh. Like I feel him laugh as I am saying this because this sounds really dumb to say to the cop of like, yeah, I'm just out walking the streets talking about a basketball game with my friend and you're telling a cop this at 1 a.m. in the morning. It sounds very stupid. But the cop is like, oh, okay. And I'm just like, did someone like, you know, was I wandering and did someone call and was like worried? And the cop's like, no, like, you know, I was just driving up and down and I saw somebody walking and they like turn around on our streets and stuff all the time. And so it was like, you know, I just turned down here and I saw you walking and then I saw you step off and then you step further off. And I was like, oh yeah, I didn't know who you were. Like I wanted you to pass. I wanted to make sure like I didn't get hit. And he's like, oh, okay. He's like, where do you live? And I literally turned around. I was like, right here. Like, this is my house. And he's like, okay, all right, no problem. And he's like, so you're good and everything. Everything's good. And fortunately I'm white. So like,
Jesus.
I didn't feel like too in trouble here. Like I didn't do anything wrong, you know. I didn't do anything wrong, and I'm white. I felt pretty good. I was like, yeah, I just live right here. He's like, okay. And he's like, you know, what's your address? Because he wants to verify that like the house I'm pointing to is mine. So I give him
tell him your address. Tell it on the air. Give us the address for documents.
Absolutely not. So I give him the address. He's like, okay. I was like, I can go inside and get my license, and you know, my wife can come out here and she can confirm she sleeps with me and everything. So we can do all of that. She's sitting right over there. That's why I said that part. And he's like, okay, like, no, you're like, it's fine. I was like, all right. So I was like, everything good? He's like, yeah. Enjoy your night. And I was just like, before you go, I just have one question for you. He's like, oh, what's up? I was like, did you think the ladder match between the Hardys and Dudleys was stupid? I'd say that part.
What I was expecting was the cop shows up. You explain to them, oh, I'm just on the phone with my friend after the game, and I wanted the cop to be like, let me walk with you.
Yeah. No. So what I did say, and the cop said it was the match of the century. So he's like, all right, hey, you have a good night and everything. And I was like, oh, you too. And I was like, thunder up, like great game tonight. And he's just like, okay,
sure, whatever.
And then he pulled away, and I was like, that's probably my sign that like I should go in the house and everything. And then, but like I talked to Sam for like another 15 minutes or so, and Sam was like, I knew you were going to mention that you were just talking about the basketball game. I was like, it sounded good in my, like, I'm just giving my explanation. Like, it sounds good in my head, but like, I see how it sounds really stupid of like, why are you out like walking the streets at 1 a.m. talking about a basketball game? I was like, well, you know, to me, again, it sounds good. And Sammer just goes, had we lost, that would have had a different ending. I was like, oh yeah, my wife would have been bailing me out of jail. I would have been like, can you like run me over with your car? Like, is that cool? Like, do you have a gun back there? I promise you can call it self-defense. Like, you'll be fine. You can sprinkle some crack on me. We'll be okay. Out here.
Turn off the body cam. It's okay. We got this. I know you already have it off. It's fine. Jesus.
Had we lost, this would have had a much different ending than it did last night. But we won, so it was okay. It had a fine ending. But yes, I did have a run-in with the law last night at nearly 1 a.m. as I was roaming the streets after the basketball game. Come on, that's a Chappelle joke. That's a Chappelle joke there. Come on now, folks. Either... Yeah, the cop was likely a Cavs fan. I should have done that. I'm like, hey, look, you understand the Cavs just
No, then he would pull out his gun.
Yeah.
What did you say?
My wife is appalled by all of this. Yeah, she's always been worried that like when I walk the streets that like someone would like call of like, hey, there's this weird person like wandering around. I did last year after a finals game. I think it was game 3 of the finals, which we lost. There was our neighbor across the street was like still out at this point, and they were like, "Hey, like everything okay?" And I'm like, "No, my basketball team lost." And he's like, "Are you?" I think they asked, like, are you having a good night?" I was like, "No, dude. Like, I'm out walking the streets at 1 a.m. Like, is anybody having a good night when they're doing that? Like, even after a win, is anybody having a good night when they're doing that?" So I was like, "No, my basketball team was like, oh." He's like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "Oh, you have to lock me in here." Well, we have too many kids, baby. So I oh, but yeah, I don't like wandering up and down like streets that I'm not super familiar with. Like I know most of the neighbors, and so I don't know if they know that I'm out at that time of night. It's not like I'm loud. I'm just like on the phone, but I'm not like yelling and screaming or anything. So yeah, I have no idea what if they know that I'm out that late just walking and everything. But now the cops know, so we'll see if they continue to roam down my street at 1 a.m. and be like, all right, let's see who played basketball tonight. Let's see if this dude's out like wandering at 1 a.m.
It's true. Now they're going to start having a pool as to whether or not you're outside wandering the streets.
I mean, chances are I am. Like, honestly, chances are I probably am out wandering the streets at 1 a.m. after games. Like, this is what I do. I go out and I wander the streets after the games.
Volov says, he said in super chat saying, "Good to see you back from being benched after game 4. I'm used to what Sammer does. Games are at 5 a.m. for me. I do this for NBA and US wrestling." Man, shout out to you. If you're in another part of the world and wrestling is at an unacceptable time, I know that we like to say, stuff is too late, stuff is too early, stuff is too long, whatever. I get it. But international fans, we know that you guys have it differently. But just don't use the internet and watch the show later. You'll be fine. You won't get spoiled. Or you just watch everything on socials, and you just get the clips, and that's all you really need, right?
Yeah.
All I ever need.
I mean, that's what you do for every show, so.
Just about. Last night I was like, I didn't go to bed until 11 because I started watching NXT at like 10:15 after the show had finished because I was dealing with like our summer plans. And our summer plans were also trying to get my stuff done or started for Redemption. So I booked my hotel last night. I still don't know how I'm getting to Montreal because the flight prices and the train prices are still astronomical. So I got to wait until something happens. Or I don't think I'm going to catch a ride to Montreal. It's a long ass drive and my hip hurts. So yeah, I'm going to try and figure that out. But I've got a hotel and I've applied for my my media ticket, which I don't really expect to have any issues with unless AEW was a really big fan of House Hardy, I guess. But we'll see. I don't know who's doing what anymore. I'm getting a message from Tony Khan just being like, "You call the show stupid?"
Really, well, if it's a stupid show, yes.
Show, I will call it stupid. Anyway, Gray's is saying, train book, hotels book, getting your tickets tomorrow. Good luck to you. I see Redmond Survivor is going to be there. I'm looking forward. I like I said, my plan is to be at Mystery Wrestling. My plan is to be at Redemption. I will be staying in a hotel that is not too far from either venue and is very accessible. So wherever you guys are, I will try to be there. If we can meet up someplace, that's awesome. We will all be in touch. I mean, I've met Graves before in real life in Ottawa, so look forward to seeing him again and other friends along the way. Reverend Survivor, I want to make an opportunity to actually say hi this time and see you. I know Brent, one of our mods over on the Discord, he and I see each other now. When he was in Toronto, we saw each other in Vancouver. So yeah, I want to be able to hang out with y'all. So looking forward to doing that in Montreal. Of course, I'll see Lawrence and I'll see the Love Wrestling crew. Zach will be there. So yeah, there's a lot of friends coming up, and I guess my August plan includes a trip to Ottawa to actually go back to C4s for Fighting Back, because that show will be happening again as it does every year in August. Date TBD, but I know the date. But regardless, my plan is to be back in Ottawa for that, to attend the show and, of course, get some interviews, talk about a very important cause, which is Canadian Cancer Society and cancer research, which is where all the funding goes to for Fighting Back through C4 and the Fighting Back 613 campaign. So please, if you are able, go ahead and donate. And when the show is up and announced, then I will obviously be passing along details and trying to get people out. It's going to be a sold out show, so I will plan to be there in August. I hope you will too. It's been a busy night, and then we had to also like reconfigure my kids' entire August because we got to make a plan to pull them out of daycare and get them ready for kindergarten, and it's just like we do this that. Parenting sucks. It's okay. Don't worry about it. So I watched NXT barely, but I saw it.
Yeah, I had it on. I watched the portions that I felt I needed to watch, but look, I was locked. It was game 5 of a 2-2 series. I was locked in to the game. I'm sorry.
It's NXT. If it was a more important match, it would be different. Did Uno announce the absurdly long Rumble? Yes. So that the Infinite Rumble is June 22nd, and that's going to be on his Twitch channel and on the Mystery Wrestling YouTube. So it's on Evil Uno's Twitch. It's on Mystery Wrestling's YouTube. The Infinite Rumble is June 22nd, 11 a.m. Eastern. I don't know what's going on there. I wanted to come in and help out with that. I have a trip the next day, the other direction. I'm going to Niagara Falls. So for me to go, here's Toronto, here's Ottawa, here's Niagara Falls. It wasn't going to work out from a travel standpoint. So not doing that. Either way, yeah. Looking forward to the Fighting Back season. It is always a good cause, and we hope you support it.
Everyone should support it.
Absolutely. Shall we start out with the New Japan news this morning?
Sure.
May as well. Tenruza sends a super chat saying the headline should be about New Japan and Bushiroad. Damn. All love to you, Tenruza. I don't think that would get the amount of engagement that we would like to be getting. So instead, we stick with what we have from our Fightful Select, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But Bushiroad this morning announced that they have transferred over about 70% of their remaining New Japan shares over to TVSIE and to Cyber Agent. Cyber Agent, of course, owns stake in DDT,
Noah.
Pro Wrestling Noah, Tokyo Joshi Pro, and they did not own any previous shares in New Japan. Now, of course, they are. And TVSAE, one of the major things is, think about back to the last big show, the Wrestle Kingdom show. They aired part of it on their network for the first time in a long time. And same thing is going to be happening with Dominion as well, right? And that's upcoming. So it hasn't happened yet, Dominion. That's in June, right? New Japan, Dominion. Okay, so Dominion, they're also going to be airing some of the matches, if I'm not mistaken. Regardless, some people are saying it's a nothing burger. Some people are saying, it is a big change. There are others who are asking about the partnership with AEW, with All Elite Wrestling. To me, I don't expect any changes. They're working with DDT, and DDT has AEW stars. Tokyo Joshi Pro has had AEW stars. I guess if people are looking at the difference in partnership, maybe they're looking at the fact that Cyber Agent has Noah, and Noah has an active working agreement, I guess, with NXT. But other than that, they haven't really been on the WWE radar. So to me, it's a change in ownership, but it's not a change in partnerships.
Yeah, I don't think it changes anything for right now. It could change things down the line. We don't know, but for right now, it's everything kind of remains the same. So yeah, we'll see if anything changes in the future. But I know people are gonna read into, I'm sure, the Cyber Agent Noah now having New Japan as well. And it's like, oh, what's this mean for the WWE relationship, the AEW relationship? And again, for now, I don't think it means anything. 6 months from now, 8 months from now, a year from now, like, will that change? Possibly, but that remains to be seen. Like, as far as it's concerned now, things kind of stay the course. I don't think, like, we kind of knew, not that New Japan was in trouble, but we knew that New Japan was having troubles in the sense that they lost a lot of talent over the past few years. They lost a lot of top talent over the past few years. I mean, even just this year, they've lost Evil. They've lost most likely Takahashi. So and those are two people who have been around for a while. And of course, you go back to losing Naito and Ospreay and Okada and everybody. Like, they've lost a fair amount of talent, and it shows that, like, well, maybe the pay isn't quite as good as it was. The circumstances aren't as quite as good as they were, and I think now Bushiroad getting out of it kind of shows that there are some troubles there when it comes to New Japan and how well they may or may not be doing financially and how well they may or may not be paying wrestlers. Hopefully this brings a little bit of stability to things and they can start replenishing some of the talent. I think they've done a good job booking wise this year. I don't think that's been an issue. I think this is one of their stronger years over the past few years when it comes to creating new stars and getting the pieces in the right places. But yeah, obviously they've had some troubles just based on how much talent they've lost over the past few years, and hopefully again this just brings some stability. It goes to a couple of assets that are obviously familiar with the wrestling world and the combat sports world, and have every reason to want this to succeed. And so I think this will be a good thing for New Japan, at least for now. We'll see again 10 months from now if they decide like, hey, we're gonna actually partner with WWE and move on from the AEW relationship. I don't think that's gonna happen, but who the hell knows when it comes to this stuff. But I think on the surface for right now, it's a good thing for New Japan.
Yeah, exactly. And Volib's in the chat really like with the knowledge saying that TVSA is 10 times bigger than Bushiroad, Cyber Agent's 20 times bigger. And like, if those are the facts, then yeah, there's the real case that New Japan is looking better for the sale. But again, time will tell. And he added a super chat with Volib saying this is coming off WWE moving to Netflix in Japan, and Cyberfight has a Bima, which had WWE. They basically moved from WWE to domestic strength. And there you go. It's very much a strategy play, and I don't really expect too much to change other than maybe just more Japanese influence in the Japanese wrestling show.
You thought you couldn't do New Japan videos on social media before. You're really fucked now with TVSC like having ownership in this company.
I see someone in the chat saying, "Will Tony Khan buy some stake in New Japan?" Apparently, ownership of any Japanese company it's not impossible, but it's incredibly difficult to obtain if you are not a domestic owner, aka Japanese. So I don't know if that counts for a 1% stake or a 20% stake or a 60% stake. I don't see a reason for Tony to have stake in New Japan. I know he very much talks highly about their program and takes a lot of the talent that comes from their program, but I don't see what ownership would necessarily do for him. So the ownership thing being extremely hard probably doesn't lead to wanting to try, but who knows with it.
I mean, Tony, I mean, I know it's much different over there. I just always assume money talks, and yeah. Tony's got plenty of that if he wants to if he wants to make that move.
Listen, if he wants to do a 23andMe because he's so ethnically ambiguous sometimes that he finds out he's like 1% Japanese and that's how he gets his stake, then guess what? He's moving to Japan.
Yeah, I'm where J. Roy J is. Like most things, it's probably easier if you are a billionaire. Like, true. I understand it probably is hard if you are a foreigner, but it probably gets a little bit easier when you can keep throwing that money out there.
And don't you worry, that's why on the White House lawn this summer you will see. Yeah, you're right. When you're right, you're right. So,
you should just bankroll Okada. Be like, here, you sell it, and I'll just be your liaison manager for all the deals here. We'll call it that it's under you, but I'm actually the one doing all of this.
I'd be fine with this. Yeah, Puro's my niche, says Volib, and SP3 is here to be my mouthpiece. Fair. Thank you for helping. Yeah, honestly, having the extra hands in the chat to talk about something that we are not at full strength for is awesome. And SP3 is very knowledgeable about this stuff, sometimes more so than us. So this is this is good to have a little extra. And then it's gonna find out that like Volib was just talking out of his ass and we're screwed.
Nah, Volib's smart.
He is. I will not take that away from him. I think Volib has nailed it on the head, especially with these comments. So there you go. Rocky's Japanese. He's just gonna pay Rocky to own some of the New Japan shares. It's gonna happen, I promise. We got a super chat from Ten Ruza saying, shout out to Mystery Wrestling, also doing a UK show all in week. I'm telling you guys, when Mystery announces a show, there is a reason for it around the calendar of All Elite Wrestling. So that Toronto show, there's smoke, there's fire. I don't know what the fire is, but we're gonna find out soon enough.
Yeah, yeah. You're the mystery wrestling expert around here.
Don't know how that happened. Now people are gonna jump to me being like, "Oh, Uno talks to him." It's like, no, actually, Uno's not the one I talked to. I talked. Listen, full disclosure. Like when Uno and I run into each other at mystery shows, he's very accommodating. He's always like, "Hey, what'd you think?" And he asks my opinion, and I give him the opinion. When I say something,
Call it stupid, and
when I say something stupid, it's actually taken in high regard because
that's true.
Well, you stupid.
Yeah.
But no, our conversations are honest to God only in person. Like that is the only time Uno and I communicate. But they're great. I got a name with Sasquatch. Actually, yeah, in some ways I do. So there you go. So yeah, I'm becoming an expert in mysteries. I hope those
you and Danhausen are going to team up.
That'd be great. As long as they don't use that AI fucking photo that they used.
Well, yeah.
You saw that one, right? We talked about it yesterday with SP3.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I was in the chat. I didn't know because I think you guys were having trouble finding it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was in the chat and I mentioned what it was because I saw it.
Yeah, it was very funny and very annoying. All right, where are we? Let's talk about the Ludvig Kaiser stuff. Let's talk about Marcel. I used Barthel because Marcel Barthel was arrested. Ludvig Kaiser was not arrested. The name on the docket is...
He should have worn his mask. Kayfabe, brother.
It's true. Oh, this is a very good question. Is Jeremy going to make a Mr. NXT video?
But it's only like 2 people. Like, they're not opening it up.
It's true.
For submissions, right? Like, yeah.
Well, maybe you have to reach out to Heartbreak and be like, hey, you got one more? And he'll be like, if you can fly to Florida, you can be there. And you'll be like, God damn it, Florida.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Fightful Select had an update on what's going on with the man of 3 names, Marcel Barthel, Ludvig Kaiser, El Grande Americano. He was arrested, as we talked about, for an incident back in April. The arrest was recent. And there's been some news that was dropped over the last week about what the story may have been or may not have been. We gave the side that came from the official police reports, where there was some intimacy going on in the elevator, and there was someone in the elevator with Marcel and a lady, and there were some not so kind words spoken, and then some I guess some fists were thrown, which and that's just me paraphrasing what the story was according to what's on court docket. What also went around was there was a story about Barthel defending himself and Andrea Bizarte from ICE comments that were spoken by the person that was in the elevator with those 2. And there's a belief from several sources, according to WWE, Fightful Select got from several sources within WWE that there is a belief that the story was planted by WWE. There was an unfamiliar number that reached out to several members of the wrestling media with the story, as opposed to Kaiser or Andrea themselves, or a member of WWE's team. So is one thing. Those we spoke to in WWE also expect that the charges will eventually be dismissed based on the information they've received. Barthel doesn't have any heat with the company with those we spoke to, and WWE's filled in by details by the night of the arrest. So there's a belief that WWE may have planted the story about the ICE comments. And
I don't know if WWE planted, because they're also like denying that they like the story. So Sean was on the show. I'm not speaking out of turn here. Sean was on the show and he already kind of gave insight to this. Is he got this same message that Raj got, and he couldn't verify anything, and so it didn't seemingly come from the WWE side or the Kaiser side or anything. And it feels like if WWE, like, this makes Kaiser look better. If like, yeah, he beat up this dude that was making derogatory comments towards his girlfriend and said, "I'm gonna call ICE from you," and it's like, yeah, that makes him look good. Why is WWE gonna deny this? And we saw a story going on about their guy being anti-ICE, and we're like, now hold on a moment.
So that's the thing. Like, 2 stories can be true, because if WWE may have sent somebody to make the claim without coming from WWE. They wanted to open the story more. The problem becomes if the police report shows that there was nothing about ICE comments, then you're running into a whole other conversation. And it didn't come directly from Kaiser or Andrea or from WWPR. It came from someone outside the bubble. So if somebody said, hey, pretend you're so-and-so and please do this. For explicit clarity, our report states that the sources within WWE believe the company planted the story. That's what we said. Thank you. We're just saying this again very clearly. This is what it could have happened. Yeah, is that there could be more that comes out from the police report that changes the veracity of the story that was told to members of the media.
Again, it wasn't verified by really anybody. Like Raj was the one who ran it, and then it became a thing because Raj ran it, and it sounds like a lot of people got it, but no one could verify it. Now, I can believe that it was from a WWE, I don't want to say adjacent or inside somebody in the company or whatever, because I think that's who would message somebody like Raj, because he used to get like the Fast Nationals and everything, and obviously that came from WWE as they wanted to try to undercut the AEW numbers and everything. So I can see that kind of connection of the two there, but that's just me theorizing and spitballing. I don't have any like confirmation on that. Yeah, it wasn't verified by anybody, so it's a story that got out there. They kind of all denied every side. Not necessarily denied, I shouldn't say. It just didn't come from them. I don't want to misspeak and say denied with that. So I don't think there's anything more that's going to come of this when it comes to like the police reporting. The police report is out there. Like, I don't think Kaiser's going to say anything. Now, maybe Kaiser gets asked in some type of interview, but I don't think he's going to like go into full detail of what happened. Maybe he will at some point. I don't know about now, but at some point maybe he will. Obviously, this guy's probably not going to talk or anything. Now, if it goes to some sort of trial or courtroom and like everybody's got to give their side, maybe we learn of it through that, of what happened. But I kind of think just the story is there's going to be some type of like settlement deal, and this dude will get paid some money and everybody will just move on from things.
Yeah, could be as easy as that. I don't know how much more we're gonna find out in the coming days, but this is what we've reported. This is what we've put out there over on Fightful Select, and support the original creators, the ones who get it, and we get it right when we do. So if you can and you have the cash, go over to Fightful Select and get it from us. But yeah, this is I'm sure Sean's going to talk about it later on today on the Hump. He's apparently going to be solo unless that changes between now and then. But yeah, Sean will do it. Ryan Lambert saying Kaiser will talk about it on Stephanie McMahon's podcast.
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
Will he be in full gear or not?
I mean, if he's Americano, he should just tell it in Spanish.
He should. He should actually tell the story in Spanish regardless of how he's dressed. Tenruz has said the super chat saying Stardom is still with Bushiroad, maybe sold next. Who knows?
I don't know with Stardom. Like, Stardom, it seems like they're doing pretty well. So, you know.
I want to see Stephanie McMahon do the podcast in Spanish. Go ahead.
I don't want to comment on Raj and all of that portion of things that you guys are talking about. I don't think it was anything to do with that. I think Raj is just, he's not someone that's going to try to double and triple verify things. He's like, oh, I got this, and I'm gonna, maybe it wasn't an unknown number to him. Maybe it was like a number he was familiar with. I don't know when it comes to that. But Raj isn't someone who I think like looks to like fully vet and verify these things. And that's not even, I mean, it's sort of a knock on him, I guess. But like we saw this months ago with people who do double and triple check these things, but then they ran a story that the company fed them that turned out to be a storyline thing, right? Like, you know what I'm talking about here, Joel. Like,
Yep.
This is stuff that just, it happens with this. And this is why I always respect Sean, because I know he gets a lot of information that he could, if he ran with every single piece of information, he could put a lot out there, but he tries to double, triple check these things and double, triple verify these things. And if he can't do it, he's not going to run it. Other people are like, okay, like that's I'm gonna run this. Some people would rather be first than correct when it comes to these things. And Raj doesn't have like that type of reputation where it matters if he's first, correct, wrong, whatever. He's like, oh, this is big news. All right, I'm gonna run it.
Yeah, if you're not going to get it right, or at least get it as verified as you absolutely can, then I'm probably not going to listen. There's a reason why a lot of people default to Sean for news, for coverage, and it's one of the things that I find so funny. It's just like I'll defer to Sean on one hand, and then some people will be like, "Oh, fuck this guy" on the other hand. It's like, why are we getting the hate, but also you want the news? But it's, whatever. That's a whole other kind of weird worms. Yeah, that's what it is. You want to get it right. You want to get it right. Being first is one thing, but if it's not right, then your veracity goes down. Your hit rate goes down, and therefore fewer people are going to listen to you. I'd rather be right. Yeah. And I'm always right, Jeremy. I'm never wrong.
Well.
Not once, Jeremy. Stupid.
Don't say that word, Joel. You're going to keep getting yourself in trouble by saying that word. Stop it.
It's like a monkey's paw. How was that word a monkey's paw? I'm tired.
I mean,
you know what the worst part is? I'm just going to... This is it. There are now think pieces being written about it. There are now think threads being written about it.
Are there?
Yes. I've seen at least two. There. Which that one shouldn't be.
Who?
That one shouldn't shock you at all.
Oh, you sent something in the private chat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that one.
I haven't heard that name in forever.
Yeah, don't worry. Neither have other people.
Should I read this?
No.
Can you link me to it?
Yeah, that I can do. I have no problem with that. It's very funny.
Has he said anything? He being Matthew. Has he said anything more?
No, and I hope he doesn't.
That's unfortunate. I should instigate him.
Just want people to leave him alone.
I should instigate him more.
Stop it.
Hold on.
There's the link.
Hello?
No, go away. No.
Matt Hardy.
No. Stop it. Stop it. No, please.
Have you heard from at Joel Pearl lately? No, I'm fucking with you.
No, you are. Oh, God. Exhausted.
Is he still being stupid and won't apologize?
This is a good point. He has not, since Volib said, he said what he said.
Oh, what did Volib say? Did I miss this?
Volib was like, "This is pathetic. Please stop," or something like that.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people said that.
Yes. I wonder if Volib was the person who got him. He said, "How is this still going on?" And then someone else did reply. But yeah, there hasn't been anything.
This is where, I don't remember if I said this on air yesterday, or I know I talked to you about it off air, and I talked to my wife about it, but I'm just like, man, like clearly he's bothered by this, which fair, sure, but if he's like looking for support on it, like most of these replies are not supportive. Like all he's getting is the match sucked and why is this still going, shut up. And like if he's already kind of like bothered, like this probably isn't helping. This is where you just gotta like and you gotta log off and just let it go. Like it just you gotta be done. And so yeah.
Anyway, Court Bauer is going to join us in 23 minutes. 2024.
We'll ask him if that match was stupid. I'm gonna ask Court, what's the stupidest match you've ever seen?
You can ask Court that question. I will follow up on some of our Fightful reporting from last year. So there we go. You're so happy with yourself about that.
Oh, you know my this actually got way more likes than it should have.
The stupid thumbnail.
Joel will confirm. So Joel and I were talking after the show about things, and I asked Joel, I was like, "Do you think he's like going to talk about this on his podcast?" And he's like, "I mean, it's kind of a topic. I assume he says something about it." And then I thought to myself, and I'm like, Joel's going to be a thumbnail on Matt Hardy's show. And I was cracking up at this thought of Joel being a thumbnail. And they're just like, it's the thumbnail and it's a picture of Joel and it just says like stupid take or something. And Matt's got like this disappointed look as Joel is in the background. And I message Alba and I'm like, do you need a picture of Joel for the thumbnail? I was dying at my own thought here.
The worst part is, if it does happen, I'm going to show my vanity for a second. I've lost like almost 30 pounds the last like month and a half. Like I'm doing pretty okay. I need a haircut, like none other, but like, come on, man. At least an old photo. Oh God. That's the problem. I'm just like, I was a lot heavier in a lot of these pictures. And hopefully next time y'all see me in a full shot on camera, I will be looking a little more svelte. But like, I'm fitting into suits and jackets that I haven't worn since before the pandemic. And I'm like, I feel good, brother. Please don't post the old photos. And if you do, just use a disclaimer. That's an old photo. Okay. Be nice to me. People are just like, he's fat. And I'm like, not anymore. Oh, well, that's fat. But anyway, it's fine. Dicks. Oh God! You know what? Do you want to? Since it's like 20 minutes, and we could probably just go through NXT in 20 minutes. Should we just do that now?
Sure.
I mean,
sure.
Why not?
Grace, I did see your thumbnail, by the way, because you put it on Twitter. So I did see it on Twitter.
You people with your stupid Twitter things. I appreciate all of you. Where can I find this? I just need results.
Oh.
These are old results. I hate this. This is the worst. It's fine. I will find it. I will find results. I'm not going to do. I usually do it honestly from Torch, because Torch has really good coverage and like full news and notes on their results.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, no, we're not going to go to IT. We're not going to go to Busted Open with a tank. Have you seen those offices? They're huge.
Oh, we should though. That actually sounds hilarious.
Stop it.
Is it gonna be a tank or is it gonna be a Jeep?
A Jeep. A Cybertruck.
We can't afford Cybertrucks. Come on now.
We can rent
We're gonna show up in that little Playmobil that my kids have that I fell off of.
Our friend Lil Mars, she's over back in Australia. She just sold one of those. She used to come out in one of those little toy, like one of those drivable cars. And yeah, she just recently sold one of them, and I was like, damn it, we could use hers.
Maybe we can ask Shotzi if we can use her tank.
Let's ask
Court actually might be joining us early.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I just got a message. Yeah.
Fine by me. I wanted to get into NXT stuff that quickly.
Yeah, I just got a message. Would you be ready for Court to jump on earlier? I say, yep, whenever he's ready.
I'm currently trying to convince Joe Gacy to come on our show.
Oh, okay.
Right. Joe, he not JoJo. His name is Joe. He posted he's fielding appearances. He's trying to find the right platform for my first interview. Any suggestions? I just quote tweeted "Hi in the weeds," and if you guys want to engage with that one, go ahead. It's on my Twitter.
I want you and Joe Gacy to do like the mirror.
We want to do the mirror thing. That's all I want to do. It's just I just want to do the mirror gimmick with him.
Yeah.
We should ask Court. Be like, Court, if you bring in Joe Gacy and Joe Sawyer, can I come in and do the mirror gimmick with him? JoJo's the best potato wedge. All right, I'll take your word for it, Marjo. JoJo's is an ice cream place not too far from my place. Delicious ice cream. They also rent entertainers for parties. So if you're looking for an entertainer for your party, consider JoJo's. Joel will conveniently disappear. Yeah, that's true. Got to go.
That would be a good bit too.
Yeah, I'll be in New York this weekend. Don't ask me why.
Yeah, JoJo's are really good potato wedges. We have those here that the wife really likes. Let me address this real quickly. It's nothing bad or anything. If we're not going to, because we're going to lose in 7 to the Spurs. If there's another championship, they got to build a statue of that man. I don't care if he's a role player. They have to build a statue of that man. If there's another championship, what a fucking legend.
Richard, I'm not locked down and I didn't block you, so you should be able to interact. I just see he said I'd love to. I would engage Troll, but it hasn't accepted me. I'm not locked down on Twitter.
He said I never blocked you. You never
yeah,
let me. I never let him follow him. Oh, maybe it was when he tried to when you were locked down, but now you're not. So.
Yeah, now I haven't been locked down in months now. Whenever I lock down, it's honestly one of two things. It's either for my own mental health or because just people are being ridiculous over something stupid. This was one time where I'm like, I'm not locking down over this shit. This is absurd. This is comedically absurd. So there you go. Yeah, if you go to Actual Pearl, like I'm open. I'm open for business. So there you go. You can get in it. On the progress stuff, SP3 and I were talking about it yesterday. I made reference. Oh, we'll get to it later because now it's not important. Court's here. So if Court's ready for us, we can just hop.
Well, let's Court about Alex Caruso.
All right, I'm sure. We welcome back to the show the owner, the founder of Major League Wrestling. MLW Fusion comes back on May the 30th. That's Friday. They're going to be on YouTube 6:05 Eastern, and then moving forward Saturday 6:05 Eastern over on their YouTube. And of course, they announced on Veeps in Latin America. We're looking forward now to talking to the one and only Court Bauer. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Busy day, I hear.
Are you in an actual office, Court? What is this? We need you out in the fields here. What's happening?
I know once in a while I have to get off the airboat from the swamps and actually come here to the MLW offices in Charleston, but figured, gotta look professional once in a while, right? I mean, professional wrestling, right? Come on.
I mean, professional is the least important word of that statement.
I've often said that, like sitting like this at the end of the day, just like professional wrestling, the irony here.
Court, let me ask you, before we get into the MLW stuff, I want to ask you what's scrolling across our banner here. Do you have a favorite match when you were 10 years old?
Okay, 10 years old? Yeah.
I know that was only like 10 years ago, but,
Yeah, I know. I would probably have to say Macho Man. Yeah, I'm guessing probably around Macho Man and Hogan, something like that. I remember watching it. I wasn't allowed to get it on pay-per-view or whatever, closed circuit. Couldn't get to it or whatever. I remember waiting for it to come out on video and see that literally explosive video artwork for it on Coliseum Home Video. And I was like just sweating holding that tape until I put it in the VHS and was just sitting there mesmerized by the expectation of WrestleMania and all the pageantry. So yeah, and that just lit me up and loved it.
So right from there and getting into the pageantry and getting into the professional wrestling presentation with MLW Fusion coming back, what can fans look forward to seeing a different side of MLW, or at least a different presentation from what you've been doing recently?
Yeah, well, we've really spent a lot of time. Like, it's been an interesting 6 months for the company. We announced about 6 months ago we're moving down here to Charleston, and then we did it, and part of that process was total revamp, overhaul of our front office. I wanted to change the culture, wanted to make some upgrades, bring in some people from the sports and wrestling and entertainment background, and from whether it be licensing, the wrestling operations, and the arena, and just really give this thing a shot in the arm and just do a total revamp as part of the change to our new home here. And so part of that also was in production. And the production, we wanted to build it out, bring in more package editors, more talented people, more graphic designers. And so that was a big chunk of the last 6 months. And then, part of that was kind of just working through some of these deals. And I know people have been like, yo, MLW, you sure are taking a lot of shows, but why aren't you airing them? That is weird to me. What's going on? Well, this is one of the key reasons we were holding back on that stuff. We started mapping this out, this Live Nation Veeps deal about almost a year ago out in LA with Joel and Benji Madden, along with the Veeps and Live Nation team. So Paul Walter Hauser, Brian Walsh, and I sat down with them and we looked at what they were building with Veeps and were blown away. So we're like, okay, here's where we're going, and just kind of getting everything accumulated and built up, building our infrastructure. We're teeing up this deal, and now bam, it hits. Bam, we're back with Fusion this Saturday, 6:05 on YouTube, on Veeps, NDN, all free. And we're pumped. We got a whole new roster. That's the other thing we've been doing, has been signing all this talent. So you're going to see a whole new era of MLW with a really great roster. And like the big thing is like, guys, bell to bell, you got to kill it. And these guys are killers. The men, the women, they are just awesome. So we're pumped. We got Austin versus Trevor Lee. We got Killer Cross in the house this Saturday. Danny McBride, yours truly, will have a little press conference. The debut is Amai, who I think is just going to be a just incredible force in the women's division. And then Bishop Dyer versus Hammerstone. It's a 2-hour special, and we're just really pumped for this one.
Can you give us more insight on the Veep stuff, and specifically it was said in the press release about the kind of quarterly pay-per-views. So I was just wondering about those. Like, Are they pay-per-views? Are they free on Veeps? Are they going to be on YouTube? Like, what's going on with those?
Right, it's a great question. So, like, just to give everyone kind of a background on Veeps. Veeps has been like a massive success in giving fans access to live concerts, everything from Billy Joel to Black Veil Brides, just about any and everyone that's selling out major arenas. And you go there now, there's something with Lizzo. There's something for everyone there, no matter what your demographic is, whatever you are. And they've been crushing it since 2017 and building this massive platform. And they sold it to Live Nation 2021. And now they're entering the sports space. They're doing it with MLW. So there's a ton of opportunities for us that we're going to be unlocking with this partnership. Live Nation is the worldwide leader in live entertainment. Literally, Google Live. What is Live Nation? That's the first sentence that'll come up. They're forced in ticketing with Ticketmaster, event touring, logistics. Their investment in arenas speaks for itself. Merchandise, sponsorships, and marketing. That's all stuff in the mix here. So we've been growing a ton in the last 2 years, and then with this big change, this metamorphosis in the last 6 months, moving to Charleston, playing our roots here in South Carolina. We've had this massive deal with Panini, and we've been selling out shows since January 24th. So this partnership is just going to turbocharge MLW in a multitude of ways. But we're backing out right now what the first pay-per-view is going to look like. It's probably going to be later this year. That's exclusive for you guys. But we're pumped to be in the Veeps and Live Nation ecosystem. And I think it's going to be great for an immersive fan experience. Quarterly pay-per-views is going to be important for us as we grow. The pay-per-views themselves you have to pay for the pay-per-views, but we're going to have that price point really economical because times are tough for a lot of people. And so one of the biggest things for us is delivering a 52-week episode per year thing that you don't have to pay for. It's not like, man, we have such subscription fatigue now. I'm a Fightful Select subscriber, so I'm not going to knock it, not hating. But when you've got subscriptions to toothpaste and exotic Twix candy bars that have wasabi flavors from Japan, I think we've hit the fatigue button on subscriptions. Okay, I mean, it's like paying a toll for if you're a wrestling fan or you're a sports fan, man, you're paying a toll every time you want to track your favorite thing now, and you're kind of being punished for it. And so I'm like, I love football. I'm watching it, and now it's like, man, you start to really look at the cost of this. It's no different than cable. So I'm like, for us, it's really important because you look at the economic uncertainties of our country and around the world. It's like giving the fans something that they can rely on every Saturday for free at 6:05 is important. So that means MLW on YouTube. That means MLW on Veeps. That means MLW on BN Sports. You don't have to pay for that. And quarterly, we hope the fans support us and our great talent when they put on these killer pay-per-views, priced at a reasonable rate. But 52 weeks a year, we want to give you guys a quality experience. And so, one of the questions we've gotten actually is MLW going to still be on YouTube? Yes, we're going to still be on YouTube. Nothing changes. What are the ticket prices? Will they change? They're going to stay the same. We really believe it's important. I believe really it's important that you can get into a wrestling show for still $10 in 2026. Bring your friends, bring your family, bring the kids to the shows. So that's not going to change. This is a huge opportunity for us in general when it comes to awareness, access, opportunity, which will all go through the roof with this partnership. It's a major win for MLW, our roster, our fans, and I hope the sport.
So music fans, such as myself, probably had their ears perk up a little bit when you mentioned Benji and Joel Madden and a little band that they co-founded called Good Charlotte. Is there any chance of integration between MLW and Good Charlotte, whether that be musically or appearance-wise? Is there anything in talks there?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about everything. I mean, they are the founders of Veeps. You know, they now partnered, of course, with Live Nation with it, but they're in meetings every day. They are sitting in that boardroom out in LA, and they're taking meetings. They're builders. They built this thing along with their whole team to something really special. So we're talking about all sorts of opportunities where we can collaborate with artists, whether it's Good Charlotte or other artists, and just seeing where it fits best. I mean, you know, getting into business with Live Nation is a massive thing for MLW. It's going to tap into a tidal wave of opportunities for the league, from arena touring, leveraging their massive customer base, from marketing and sponsorships to cool merchandise drops and event experiences. And then there's the streaming part of this. Then there's the pay-per-view component of this. Then there's the artist part of this. You know, on a global scale, it's going to be massive and transformative for us. So this isn't just a streaming deal. You know, we're now in business with the world's largest live entertainment ticketing company, which is, you know, I think it just unlocks so many doors. And we've been working on this one for a while. So it's just like, you know, we're pumped for this. We've been counting down for this week. I've been looking forward to coming back on with this announcement with you guys on the show. Didn't feel like a swamp situation. I will be on the airboat soon, going through those mean creeks, and we'll do maybe a weather report soon on that. But I was really excited to jump on here with you guys and talk about that, talk about Fusion, and fire any and all questions. We're very pumped.
Okay, so what we're saying is the anthem will be the anthem of MLW moving forward, right? Is that the new theme for the show?
That's a good idea. Yeah, I mean, it's whenever I always find that when wrestling can kind of cross over and do stuff with music the right way, it's great. There's like the way where it's weird and feels like kind of forced jammed. You're like, okay, I guess I'm being held hostage, and you're like, take my lumps. And then when that's over, okay, back to more wrestling. Like, I think it's always great when it hits right and it doesn't hit you over the head. It just has to hit right, where instead of you feel like you're kind of like back in class and you're just absorbing a lecture instead of enjoying the experience. So, I think when I was a kid, not to date myself, but you think back to the like MTV era of the Rock and Wrestling Connection, and that was so great because it felt right. Didn't feel forced, didn't feel corporate, didn't feel like, you're sitting there and they're doing dental work on you. You just got to get through it. You felt, oh, this is great. This felt like something that should be together, peanut butter and jelly kind of vibe. And I think that's kind of where I want to go in the spirit of this. When we have crossover opportunities, it's like, let's make it feel like it should hit right, not feel like it's a forced jam. And I think, wrestling, sometimes we get so enthusiastic, us promoters, when we see something from another genre, whether it's sports, entertainment, music, whatever, and we bear hug the damn thing. And the poor fans at home are getting their life crushed out of them, waiting for this thing to be over. So you want it to be great. You want it to be awesome, because you can't forget that there's artists also that love what they do. They're performing, and then if it's not hitting right for them, now you're doing a disservice to your partners, your artists. So it's like such a sensitive balancing act to hit that right and make it great. So that's like the biggest thing I get fixated on with this. It's like, we want that, we'll do it. We just want to make sure it's like perfect and not like, oh wait, this is weird.
There's been a lot of talk about the former Baron Corbin, Bishop Dyer, and where he could end up in the future. I don't want to outright ask, is he leaving MLW? But how has Bishop been with MLW, and have you heard of his future plans?
Let me just bring up his calendar for next month. And I can confirm, I don't want to spill the beans, but he is working on a non-wrestling project. And I have a little theory, and I could be wrong, but my little theory is that he probably couldn't participate in some of the bookings that he had maybe for the next month or so. And when you saw those cancellations and promoters share that with folks without knowing maybe all the information, you connect dots and then you jump to a conclusion. But maybe not. But I do know that he's very active in a non-wrestling project that has nothing to do with any of the reports out there. So, I think it's going to be a success for him. It'll be a real positive thing for him. He's been really positive. I've enjoyed working with him. I've texted with him this week. He is a guy that has anchored our tag team division with Dijak as the Skyscrapers, and he's been killer for us. And so I have only great things to say about him. He's been a great team player, great presence in the locker room, and just been a great guy since joining the company last year. So we hope there's opportunities for us to work with him in the future. I think with Baron Corbin, the former Baron Corbin, Bishop Dyer, I think just stay tuned. But he's somehow always done some cool stuff, whether it's been in NFL and football, whether it was at WWE or an MLW. He's a driven guy. So I think the next chapter of his career is going to be pretty fun to watch. But there's some stuff I think that's not public yet that's going to be cool when it drops. Cryptic, but interesting.
Glad you got that out there. So on June the 11th, MLW is going to be back in New York City at the Melrose Ballroom. I actually want to take it back to June of 2025 when we saw MJF appear at the Melrose Ballroom to continue his cross-promotional feud with Mystico. Can you talk to us about kind of how that came together? Obviously, MJF had his time in MLW that was quite successful as well. Talk to me about how that all came together, and of course, welcoming Max into the locker room for that night.
Yeah, it happened pretty fast. It happened like 10 days beforehand. I was in New Orleans waking up from a bachelor party I was involved in, and I got to see a text from MJF, and all of a sudden we're going back and forth, and I'm like, this is a pretty interesting idea. He was doing his crossover thing, and Melrose Ballroom in New York is really his backyard. And given where they were going with things, I said, let's try it. I want to always, if it makes sense, let's do it and let's rock and roll. And it was just fun to kind of collaborate with him and just kind of jam and come up with ideas and just kind of play out scenarios that could be fun. And it was like, we had a shorthand from working together, for a few years, and to kind of go back and do something fun and have him kind of sneak into a building that's not easy to sneak into and do everything where no one knew it was going to be in there. It wasn't in the run sheet. It was like, that's the magic of wrestling when you can do those fun little things that really everyone is surprised from production on. And it hit great. And, I'm so damn proud of his success. It's not a surprise because he was just wired for excellence. And you see in everything he does, he's so damn driven. And I think that's really what separates him from the pack is his drive. He's such a student of the game. And yes, he's an asshole. I mean, a major league asshole. But yes, he's an asshole. He was our major league asshole first. But no, I've been so happy for all the success he's had in AEW. And, he's been, I think every company looks for those guys that represents them. And takes the mantle. For us, it's Killer Cross, and for AEW, it's been MJF. And they wear their heart on their sleeve. And as the promoter, you're like, "Fuck yeah, man, let's rock and roll." That's the kind of guy we want. And so it's been an exceptional opportunity to work with him over the years and to see his success even through this week. I mean, I'm just always so damn proud of the asshole.
Talk to us about the relationship with Stardom, the new partnership with Stardom, because I know a lot of fans are excited about someone we're all obsessed with, Saya King Kamatani, joining the promotion, or making her debut for the promotion. Not necessarily joining, but you know what I mean.
Sure, I think so. It's something. One of those. We've had these long-term projects. We have a few cooking on the stove still that are going to take some more time to get there, but. Stardom was something we've been working on for half a year again, with that magic 6-month number. Where we just really had these goals starting at the new year of like, here's where I want to come to be by the halfway point. Here's where I want to be by the end of 26. And here's where I want it to be 2 years from now, 3 years from now. And Stardom was just something there. It was like, man, I thought we can make this work. It'd be incredible. And Mr. Okada at Stardom has been incredible to partner with. to start the relationship with some of his most exceptional talent coming over to kick this thing off is an incredible honor and an opportunity for us and for our fans and for our locker room. So, they'll be there in New York, June 11th. They'll be with us in Philadelphia, June 12th and 13th, and we're already making plans beyond that with Stardom. So it's just, again, I think it's great when promotions can collaborate, can work together, and I think it's just unlocked so much opportunity for everyone. So I think Shotzi and Lady Frost and Zamaya and Scarlett, everyone's just been really excited and intrigued by the matches that are on the horizon with the talent of Stardom. There's just endless opportunity there.
Okay, now without saying stay tuned, because I know sometimes it's the promoter way, and because you said you subscribed to Fightful Select not too long ago, last year going back, we did mention that MLW had been scouting some venues and some locations, and one of them, if I didn't ask, I'd be crazy because I'm in Toronto. Is there any concept of moving forward with the Toronto expansion and maybe other cities that you're looking to bring MLW to? Because, all the places have been great so far. And is there moving out plans?
Yeah, we actually are scouting a bunch of locations. We are looking at locations everywhere. In fact, our team right now, we have a lot of upcoming new opportunities down in the Southeast region where we're based. We're looking to hit throughout the whole Southeast corridor a little bit harder. I think that's really central to what we're doing. We've really planted our roots in the South, but yeah, we're still exploring things. We're doing business in Canada. We're trying to build that out and do it where it's people kind of hop over the border and it's like chaos. The old Jim Cornette, Sinclair Broadcasting stories that he shared and the chaos that would ensue, like that. Those are like terror dreams as a promoter. I don't want to experience. So those, Corny's Cautionary Tales, which should be a YouTube channel. Lower blood pressure version of Cornette show. But I think those are important things. All the paper goes into that, all the infrastructure. We had it.
Did we lose audio?
Lost your audio. Yeah.
Hello?
Okay, there we go.
All right. But we want to have all the paperwork done. We have our trademarks filed and established in Canada. So it's kind of like we want to be as buttoned up as possible for Canada. And so that's in the mix. It just takes time because international is a whole different ball game.
All right, Court, I'm going to ask you kind of away from MLW. You can name an MLW match. I don't think you will, but right. I'm going to set this up to give an explanation first. So I love wrestling. You kind of know how I work, Ring of Hallucinations and everything. Stupid stuff pops me. My favorite match of all time is the Doomsday cage match between the Alliance to end Hulkamania and the Dungeon of Doom. And everybody, it's a stupid match, right? Like, let's be honest, it's a 3-tiered cage and everything, but it's my favorite match of all time.
And what's your pitch at a creative meeting in WWE when I was there?
You pitched the Doomsday cage match?
I did not. No, did not say. No. Chris DeJoseph, former head writer of Lucha Underground, he loves that match too.
Hell yeah!
And he was, I think, associate writer at the time, and he pitched it, and Vince didn't bite. I mean, I think philosophically at the time, it's like we have Hell in a Cell. Now, I think Vince also felt like a gimmick on a gimmick. I remember Dusty Rhodes was very excited about the idea of it, though. Babe, we got Thunderdome here. He loved that one. So, I think for WWE, they were very, they want to keep their big cage match, the big one. So philosophically, that's why he wasn't even into War Games. Like, I got Hell in a Cell. War Games eats up real estate at the arena. Plus, now you're making Hell in a Cell diminish. So, there's always, it's so weird why things sometimes don't happen, and it depends on who's the key decision maker. But it definitely is an evolving thing in every company. For me, you asked what's the craziest match I love or something like that?
Yeah, basically the stupidest match that you love, or maybe you don't love.
Well, the match that always I find myself marveling at, and I'm not sure if I love it or just am just fascinated by the absurdity and the audacity of it, was the uncensored match between Black Bully and Dustin Rose, which I guess was Dustin's exit, which then brought him to WWF as Goldust. So that match was like on an 18-wheeler, open, kind of caged in, open environment on a tractor bed, 18-wheeler going down the road. Sometimes you hear the honking, the wind, and they're trying to stay steady on their feet and work a match where you got probably 5-6 feet width-wise, and maybe, whatever you got there, 18, 20 feet long. But not a lot to work with. I think there were some haystacks and some other items, some toys, and they got some color that night. Because I get it, they had to do something to get that thing to make sense. And sometimes you're just out of options, or you get to a certain point where you're limited by your own physical limitations or the literal physical limitations around you in the environment. You just got to just start bleeding, I guess. But that match to me was so weird. It felt like two guys that were maybe held captive against their will, thrown into a match they had to survive, and were just trying not to fall over and look like an idiot. And so I give them an incredible amount of love for just trying to manage through that thing. Poor Dustin gets fired in the aftermath. I was like, man, that's poor guy. You didn't give him exactly a great setup here to succeed. But I thought it was just a weird match because I remember watching it on pay-per-view as a kid, and then it's evening, and it cut to a match, and they shot it during, of course, daylight because you would have to put lights in this damn truck. It made no sense. Continuity-wise, it made no sense. So I look back at that match, and it's just a freaky, weird match that, I don't know where it could have worked. It just didn't work really. But it's not you see those matches done again and again for a reason, probably.
That's a great stupid match. Let's put a wrestling match on a moving 18-wheeler. That's dumb as hell, but absolutely fun.
And also, you just can't go anywhere. There's nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you're basically fighting through a sewage tunnel on wheels. There's just nowhere to go. I mean, actually, sewage tunnel match. We might have a new match for your promotion.
Oh, let's go. I love this. A sewage tunnel match.
It might start in the boiler room, but now we're taking the boiler room match to the next level, or maybe the sub level, and going into the sewers. Maybe have a Ninja Turtle sponsorship.
See, I've got an idea for Killer Cross for Crossfire. I don't know if they that's probably trademarked, but the game Crossfire. Ever play that as a kid? Yeah, he basically he takes people into his Killer Cross dungeon, and they just play Crossfire, and that's how the whole thing plays out. And he also tortures them with all of this. That's if you want to use that for your MLW World Champion, I'm sure that'll go well.
All of a sudden,
I shoot little Crossfire pinballs at people. I don't know, Court. I just spitball these things,
Yeah, we need a
something
safe room or
sticks.
something for everyone else there.
Oh, an escape room idea is actually really good. I
don't
love
trust
this.
wrestlers in an escape room.
I love this.
Yeah, that's also known as a certain point in the night backstage where you're just we gotta go. We gotta go. We've been here all day and all night, and we gotta go, man. Let's go. Let's get out of here. And everyone's just lining up and be like, wait, let's go. It's time. We've done our mission accomplished, guys. We got to get out of this building. Where's the exit? There should be out.
All right, before we let you go, we did get a super chat that actually is beneficial to you because Tenruza says, Court listened to you and Pollock in the live audio wrestling days. So a little shout out to your past. And again, we mentioned earlier, MLW Fusion is going to be, I think I said Friday at the top. I'm sorry, it's Saturdays. It's every Saturday. Well, it's because, you know what? Listen, I'm going to bury Trevor Lee for a second. He yesterday told me it started on a Friday and then every other week is going to be Saturday. So I didn't know what to think. It's okay.
He's gotten business himself, changing our whole time.
He's the man in charge.
Trevor's from North Carolina. We ain't that bright,
Hey, I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Anyway, the point I was trying to make is Fusion is on Saturdays at 6:05 Eastern on YouTube, beIN Sports at 10 p.m. Eastern. You can catch the premiere. It's 2-hour premiere this Saturday on May the 30th, and you can watch it there. And of course, we mentioned Veeps. I mentioned YouTube, beIN Sports. Court, I give the floor to you to promote obviously the events in New York and Philadelphia that are coming up, and anything else.
Yeah, just come on out. Check us out. We're coming to Philly. It's just a few tickets left. New York is just about sold out. We added standing room only tickets because we're out of everything else. So come on in. Come off the street Thursday night, June 11th in New York City. Come check out a stacked show MLW Fusion taping that night. Then we're going to Philly for 2 nights. First time in almost 3 years in Philly. We're pumped. You get to see a whole new roster, a whole new MLW, which is we're really pumped for you to see starting this Saturday. And we got a who's who this Saturday night. I was just talking to Sean Ross Sapp and is saying, hey, man, this is going to be a not just some great-ass wrestling, but we're going to have Danny McBride in the house. He'll be appearing on the Fusion premiere, along with, if you were fans of Eastbound and Down, you remember Stevie, also known as Steve Little.
Oh, hell yeah.
So you're going to see them both reunite on Fusion this Saturday night as they share the secret origins of Don Gatto. Plus, Killer Cross won't be playing Crossfire, but he'll be participating in a press conference along with yours truly, Danny McBride. It's going to be a great night, and we have a 2-hour special. And once in a while, we're going to be dropping 2-hour specials here and there on Saturday nights. You never know when we're going to pop off one, but we like that 6:05 time slot. It's what I grew up with. Ted Turner established it years and years ago, and just kind of pay tribute, pay homage to him. We're going to make that our start time for our Saturday night fun with MLW wrestling. And so we hope everyone set a reminder, set a notification, subscribe for free on YouTube, get the app. It's available. You can get it on your smart TV, your Roku, everything. Download that. Get your Veeps account cooking and watch us for free every week. And we guarantee you, man, it's going to be the best, fastest show you'll see with some real stacked talent from MLW, from CMLL, from Stardom, from New Japan. And, the signal's back, man. Fusion's here every Saturday.
Love to see it. We're looking forward to MLW Fusion and its debut on Saturday Court. Thank you so much for joining us and for a wonderful chat. Thank you.
Hey, man, always a pleasure. Let's do it again soon.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Court. We'll see you in the swamps.
On the swamps.
Yeah.
Take care. The one and only Court Bauer, MLW founder, and of course, the man behind the MLW. This was great chat. Lots of newsworthy items coming out of it, and it's always fun to just kind of banter and be silly with them.
Court's always fun. Yeah. Court has a sense of humor about this stuff too, which is why I appreciate him. We got to get Krista Joseph on. Hold on, he's pitching the Doomsday cage match. I got to know more about that. I want to know who was involved. I want to know his thoughts on the original. That's all I care about. I don't care what else he did, but he did Lucha Underground stuff too. So like, there's plenty to talk about there. All right, let me reach out to Krista Joseph and let me figure out a way to.
Dear Krista Joseph, you're gonna be on Twitter.
Is he on Twitter? Yeah, hold on.
I think he might be. Man.
Okay, Krista Joseph Twitter. It looks like. Oh, wait, is this him? No, I don't think. Oh, maybe TV producer. Oh, he hasn't tweeted since 2022, so that's not very helpful. It's him. It's definitely him, but yeah, he hasn't tweeted in forever, so that's probably not gonna go anywhere for me.
Is he on Blue Sky?
I don't use Blue
Sky. He's on Instagram.
Oh, and nobody gets back to me on Instagram.
Oh, that's just your problem, I guess.
I'll try on Instagram, but like nobody gets back to me. Is he actually like active on Instagram? Now, his profile is private.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, pal.
Yeah, his profile is private.
Chris, if you can hear us, tweet us to Court. Just message Court.
I should, yeah.
You have his right-hand man right there. You may as well just get it.
Yeah, I should just ask Court of like, hey, can you give me Krista Joseph's like email? I want to know more about this pitch. Like this is my favorite match of all time. I need to know that they tried to bring this to WWE and like what went into this. I tried following him on Instagram. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
This wrestling bullshitter.
See, my Instagram, like I have nothing on my Instagram. I don't even know if I have like Fightful listed on my Instagram, so it's legitimately like you wouldn't know who I am because for some reason I have 90 followers on Instagram. I have no idea how. I've never posted, so there's literally no reason to follow me on Instagram.
I mean, just start posting feet pics.
I'm not gonna do that, but
that's true. You want to get people to pay for that. I understand.
Yeah. Maybe I can get his contact through court and MLW. This is like my holy grail of like, you know, of guests is everyone who loves or was involved with the Doomsday cage match. I can't get Dusty, unfortunately. But yeah, like I need everything involved. I mean, I can't get a lot of wrestlers on the match because
I'm gonna say a lot of them are dead or
yeah,
unavailable.
yeah. So, but I need all the information I can get on this match, or I need everyone who loves this match to come together and just remember and reflect with me.
Oh God, you basically get Flair, Arn, Lex.
Imagine we get Flair and it's like, hey, let's talk about basketball and the Doomsday cage match. I don't give a fuck about anything else.
Don't you dare talk about your daughter. Don't you dare
No.
talk about your wrestling career beyond this one match. I don't want to hear no spaghetti Rolex stories. I want what I want, and that's Doomsday cage match content.
Doomsday cage match in basketball. That's all we're talking, Rick.
Barbarian's still alive? Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. He just wrestled not too.
You're right.
You know what? He teamed with Brannigan a few years ago. I feel like I might be able to get his information through Brannigan.
That's amazing. Who else is there? Taskmaster, Kevin Sullivan. No, he's gone. Is he gone? Yeah, he died.
Yeah, Kevin Sullivan.
He died a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Z Gangsta. It's Tommy Lister. He died in
Zeus. Yeah,
Zeus.
Is, yeah.
The Ultimate Solution. He had died in 1997.
I feel like he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
there ain't too many options here. Look at Ming.
Hearts.
Ming's in that match.
Ming. Oh, I'd love to have Ming. Kidding me?
Jimmy Hart would actually be good.
Jimmy Hart?
He wasn't like in the match, but he probably had some shit to do with that match, though.
Yeah. Those are really the only
okay.
options. So, could happen.
I mean, Jimmy Hart will charge us. That's the only problem with him.
If this is true, you're welcome.
What's that? What?
Someone commented, I work for Amazon. I open my van door as Joel said, just post feed pics. And the customer looked at me like, what?
I mean, fair.
This is our morning show.
Too.
We warned you. We warned you.
Jimmy Hart would charge me is the only thing. Yeah. Yeah, for appearance and video promos, email, he would 100% charge me for an interview.
It's going to tell you to go to podstars.com and charge you $1,000 for an hour.
I'll email Jimmy Hart though. I'll see. I just want to talk about the Doomsday Cage match. I don't care about anything else. Jimmy Hart has a historic career. Like, oh, whatever.
He does. It's true.
Just talk to us about the Doomsday Cage match.
Yep.
That's all I care about. All right, do I have to review NXT?
I mean, the only thing that happened was Dark State is putting everyone on notice, and Shaquan Sugar was in the background at the end. Other than
this
that,
is actually a very good question. WrestleLicious ruled.
Yeah,
I mean, it didn't really exist, but then the video promos ruled for it.
Yeah, review is the loose term for this. It's more like, what happened? Lola retained. Charlie Dempsey won a match. Tristan Angels is a terrible actor. Shiloh Hill now has to do his cackle laugh after every single promo because that's what he's been told to say. His thoughts are going to get over organically and keep it that way. Tony D was told by Naraku that he's going to protect him because he wants the title, and then there was just things just happen and nothing of consequence. The speed tournament match between Legacy and Dorian Van Dukes is really good. It's 3 minutes, so if you got 3 minutes, you're not doing anything else.
Really good stuff can happen in 3 minutes, Joel.
That's true. Sometimes in 30 seconds, but either way, that was at TLD. So now it's going to be Romeo Moreno and what's his face, Lexus King for the world's fastest man title.
Yeah, Nathan Frazier went to NXT and is still a giant loser.
Yeah, Dempsey won the match because he had to. Otherwise, he would have been burying Afterbirth more than you already have.
Yeah, I mean, they don't care about that group. They don't. That's whatever.
Zarya and Lizzie Rain are going to have a match now.
Yeah, that seems like they're setting that up. This was,
and Jada Parker won a match.
Jada Parker did win a match.
She did.
That is true. Yeah. This was the very definition of a Joel Pearl fine show.
It really was. It was.
Yeah.
I skimmed through it quite quickly. There wasn't much going on. It just existed.
Lola and Izzy was
It's fine.
yeah. I mean, it was the best match on the show, but everything else was like kind of just there, mediocre, like fine. Like nothing like really stood out as far as just being like great. NXT just it's kind of in a little bit of a reset period with everything, and that's where they are with this. And you know the title picture is evolving with different people going after the title with Cam Hendricks and Naraku, and I mean Mason Rook wasn't even on the show, but
He was. He had a
been
backstage segment.
Oh right.
They had.
But
Oh, this was what I wanted to point out. You are a terrible general manager, Robert Stone. You're not supposed to condone the actions of someone who attacked another wrestler after the fact. Like you're not supposed to be okay with that. Babyface or heel. You're supposed to be like, you shouldn't have done that. He does the boy, and then just carried on with the rest of your day. But instead, you were like, secretly, I thought it was pretty good that you did that, but you shouldn't have done that. It was a really stupid thing to say. So yes, this is that was one of the things. Mason Rook got stuck in the worst potential situation of all time. You didn't even get to do that.
I know. I wonder if they saw my criticism and was like, we got to drop this. We can't. We can't. It was on the show because Jeremy bullied him about his Titantron. Yeah, my bad.
If you're
he was like the backstage bit.
I was gonna say, if you're on the NXT writing team and you got a problem with what you said, no, come on, just let it exist. Mason Rook needs that entrance.
Yeah, he wasn't part of the Tony D segment. That's what I was getting at. That's why I was like, was he even on the show? Because they had the main contenders kind of come out, and he wasn't part of that little main contender group. So I just like, was he even on the show? Yeah, it was. As the very definition of a fine show. I don't even know if it was like a fine show. Like it was just unmemorable.
It just existed.
Yeah, like typically with NXT, they at least like do enough stuff that it's like, okay, like stuff is happening on this show. This didn't even feel like one of those where it felt like a bunch of stuff was happening. It really felt like every bit of we're going through the motions with this. And hopefully in a couple of weeks we can figure out that kind of where the landscape plays out with everybody, because it's lacking something right now. It's just lacking something.
This is hilarious. I'm in our Fightful results page for this, which I normally take for the torch. And Luis, I love you, pal. On May 26, 2026, WWE hosted a new episode of NXT on CW from the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. Zarya headlined the show. The full results are listed below. Zarya did not, in fact, headline the show. I'm pretty sure there was a women's title match between Lola Vice and Izzy Dame that headlined the show.
It's fine.
Luis.
It's okay.
That's fine.
That's okay, Luis.
Mr. NXT, will it be Shallow Hill?
I mean, if it's I thought that was a funny bit where he's like, I got Mike Tyson and Timothy Chalamet. He's a wrestling fan. We went to like acting school or whatever together. I thought that was a fun bit, but the whole thing, if they went to acting school together, you can see why Shiloh Hill is doing backstage work on NXT and Timothy Chalamet is being nominated for an Oscar, because Shiloh Hill seemed very uncomfortable in these segments of like his delivery was just the most generic plain delivery ever. And this is sort of a thing with NXT altogether of it is, I know it gets the comparison of like it's every like high school teenage show in the world. And yeah, that's exactly what this is like, let's deliver our lines like this. Hey guys, what's going on today? Do you guys want to go out and hang out after school it's like it just feels so unnatural to these people.
We're gonna go to the Max and get a milkshake. Yeah, that segment with Tatum and Lizzie and Shiloh and Tristan was like the most high school ass promo segment you'll ever see. Not just in the acting, but just in like the two goth kids are hanging out, and they're hanging out with the rocker chick who's like, I'm into really old metal. I don't like the new stuff. I don't know why she's suddenly Scottish, but regardless, she's there. And then the posh, preppy kid comes up and he's better than everyone else. And that is just the most high school ass situation you can ever be presented in, because these are all believable and so ridiculous that you have to laugh and just be like, why? What are we doing here?
Yeah. And
Zarya better win that title.
I don't know if Zarya is gonna win. If she does, then you probably got to call Lola up, right?
No, you get Nikita Lyons instead.
Okay.
Why are you okay with that?
I think Nikita Lyons will just be there and she'll kind of get beat and she'll dance and
She'll be the new Zelina Vega. I get it.
Sure. She'll just
put it away.
Did you catch my Zelina Vega reference?
Bet I did. God bless. You bet I did, and I immediately I knew it was because I was just like, we're not doing this. This is great. It's like I tried to over set up the stupid match thing, but you got there. It did get the news about Krista Joseph putting together or pitching.
Yeah. I realized I over set it up, like, but I was just trying to explain, But I over explain. I 100% know, like, I'm an over explainer. That's just who I am. So that's a personality flaw more than anything.
I get it. Anyway, AW Dynamite tonight is live. It's another 3-hour special, folks. Get excited. They're going to be in the Liacouras Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Jeremy, there is a lights out Philly street fight. Chris Statlander and Hikaru Shida go one-on-one. Lights out, though. So
that's the main event.
That is presumably the main event.
Yeah, because it's lights out. So that's the headlining match.
Where's the street fight, Jeremy?
In Philly, you wonderful person, you.
I love that he's now doing that.
It doesn't hit quite as hard as you big dumb bitch, but I respect that Tony went for it.
Yeah, I like. Listen, he probably got sick of seeing the same thing, so he decided to go with his own. Good for him. There's going to be a lot of celebrations on this show. Cope and Cage are going to have their 5-second AEW title win pose. What's the pose going to be? Them getting beaten down by FTR or stopped by the Young Bucks?
I guess maybe FTR will attack. They'll give them their 5 seconds. Christian should do like that because that's what he does the moms.
Yeah.
Like 5 seconds of just
5 seconds. You should just do this. Full 5 second split. I'm not doing that. Oh, God dang it.
That's what I'm going to do too.
MJF is going to have his 3-time AEW World Champion celebration. And I'm sure Kenny Omega will come out.
Do you think like he does a 3-second pose?
That would be funny if he says, I'm going to do a 3-second pose, and then it's just him flipping off the crowd.
Yeah.
And then no, even better is he does the 3-second pose, but the flag comes down or his big MJF banner comes down as people try to take the picture. And then the only people who get the picture are the people who are sitting with hard cam, which are normally either like media or a couple of friends. It's like 3 people get the picture. That's the best part. That's heat, brother. I'm fine with it. Let's do it. Everyone's banned from ringside. It's happening sooner than planned. Ricochet and Jericho one last time.
Is it happening sooner than planned? Like, it feels like you got to just move on from this.
I mean, I figured it was going to be a redemption match at this point.
That's way too far in the future.
Believe me, I'm aware, but I thought maybe they would just do Jericho in that match. But glad we're hopefully blowing it off tonight. Hopefully.
Yeah, end it tonight. I guess Jericho wins. It wouldn't surprise me if Ricochet wins and Jericho just can't beat him. And maybe you circle back to it later, but because Jericho got his win in Stadium Stampede, that was the thing. He didn't pin Ricochet, but I'd be okay if like he just can't beat Ricochet. And again, maybe you circle back to it. But yeah, this should be the end of the feud. Like it's got to end here.
Hopefully, Kevin Knight will speak on his actions from Double or Nothing. I'm hoping that we get a good, solid promo from him, and he has been a solid promo, so I expect something good.
Yeah, this is a big spot for Kevin Knight, and I expect him to deliver. I don't expect him to to fumble the ball or anything here, but it's a big spot. It's your first heel promo after, I mean, you close the show with that angle. So they are setting up Kevin Knight to be one of the top heels with this. And now your first big promo, you gotta kind of knock this one out of the park. At least deliver like a triple on this one. And I think Kevin Knight will do very well. So maybe Speedball comes out and confronts him, and then I think that'll work well for Kevin as well, because that'll give him something to play off of, someone to play off of. So I expect him to deliver here, but I'm very interested in it because it is a big spot for him.
Yeah, this is his time, and if he nails it, that's awesome. If not, then we're just gonna have to keep. They're gonna keep trying, obviously, because he does have it in him. So I'm excited for Kevin Knight, because I think this is a position that he deserves to be in at this point, and we'll see how it plays out with him. Renee's gonna speak to Kyle Fletcher and Don Callis. Fletcher obviously came back at Double or Nothing and rejoined the Don Callis family. Did not leave it to Keshta, jumped him out, and here we are. He's got to explain his actions.
This will be good. I mean, Callis is always great. Fletcher has his voice as a heel. There's plenty of history to play off of with him and Takeshita and just the Don Callis family. So I expect this to be very good from Fletcher and Callis.
I would like him to have kept his hair and beard.
He looked fucking weird with that.
He did. He didn't look like Kyle Fletcher at all.
No. I'm so used to him like being bald and everything now, that like with the hair and stuff, like you know who he looks like a little bit? Maybe it's just me. He looks a little like Matt Damon. Does anybody else see this?
See that? Yeah,
okay.
I was looking to see who he looked like, and Matt Damon is a pretty good example of what he could have looked like. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. When I was watching that vlog yesterday, I was like, he's kind of looking a little bit like Matt Damon here. So a good looking guy. Sid from Toy Story.
At least it's fair. At least now you know if he's ever put in witness protection, all he has to do is grow his hair out, and no one will ever recognize him again.
Yeah, he looks so weird with the hair and stuff, but it's good. Kyle Fletcher's back. He said he's not cleared for like in ring just yet, but obviously he's cleared to get like physical and stuff. I imagine he'll be cleared for in ring soon enough, which will be good. So yeah, I think this promo is gonna be really good.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. And the Owen Hart Foundation tournament continues. Jack Perry and Mark Davis renew their rivalry, assuming Mark Davis is still alive.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna have like the eye patch and everything, because man, as I know we talked about on Monday, like yeah, he got killed by the bus, but man, him going eye first into the table of the chair looked far worse than the bus portion of things. But I think Mark Davis is gonna win because they face Ospreay in the next round, and Davis versus Ospreay is the obvious story over Jack and Ospreay. So it seems like it's setting up for Davis to win.
Yep. Works for me. So that's a 3-hour episode tonight, and then they are going to be live for Collision on Saturday. They're in Huntsville, Alabama. I don't know if that's a 2-hour show or a 1 hour.
It's a 2-hour. It's a 2 hour.
Right.
Yeah, we had this discussion
last week. Yeah, it's a 5-hour block because last week they dropped an hour. Okay, great, wonderful.
I'm going to a minor league baseball game tonight, so
that's fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss a portion of Dynamite. I'll catch up on it, so I need you to set up the show, please, Joel.
No problem with that.
Okay, because I'll be like nothing will happen in the last hour. Although Sheeta and Statlander, seeing as it's a lights out, will end the show.
Now it makes sense why it's the last match on the show, because it's the Collision hour.
Yeah. But like that's a good, like there's been a story brewing there. Yeah. It'll be a really good match. So it's better than last week where they had the kind of throwaway FTR conglomeration match to end the show. But yeah, I'll need to set up the show because I don't know when I'll be back from the baseball game.
Totally fine. I hope you enjoy the game. I'm sure that Sheeta will win so that Chris Statlander can be part of the Owen tournament.
I don't think they're gonna have her like take a L here and then
it's lights out. It doesn't count.
I guess that's true.
You take the L and then go and do the tournament, and this is their way out of it.
Nah.
You're like, well, she lost, but she didn't lose that match. Yeah, but she lost in the 4-way. She was pinned in the 4-way.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna take another L here.
We'll see. It'll be a fun match. But yeah, that's Dynamite tonight. All 3 hours of it. I'll have stuff up for tomorrow. No problem. Just don't ask me to do the show tomorrow if you can.
No. I'll be fine to do the show tomorrow. As far as I know, Friday up in the air, depending on how tomorrow goes. Tomorrow night,
I get it.
Goes. But you're here Friday regardless. So.
Yes, I am. Tomorrow, if I can get like a day to actually, make myself look presentable again, I'd like to get a haircut.
No, I'll be fine tomorrow. That shouldn't be
I'm so
an
tired.
issue. Fair. I didn't sleep at all last night. I had like a pounding headache. I didn't go to sleep until like 3 because I don't sleep well after games, win or loss. But then I had like a pounding headache, so I got like 3-4 hours of sleep. I'm exhausted, but whatever. Got shit to do today.
I actually got the best sleep of a long time last night.
Look at you.
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, I
took brag.
Oh, that's fine. Because of this hip thing, I've been feeling better. Now it's just a pinched nerve thing. But last night I was like, I'm going to take a Aleve that has the sleeping stuff in it, like the sleeping pill stuff in it. And it knocked me out. And I was asleep until 8:30 this morning. Kid woke up at 8:30 and I was like, let's go. I'll take that. Whew. Go to sleep, Jeremy. We're done for today. Let's get through the finales.
I've got too much to do tonight, as usual.
That's fine.
As usual. Results of our poll question. Are you 10? 58% said no. 42% said Sean Spears. There you go.
Wait, 45.
Okay. There we go. 45% said Sean Spears. 55% said no. What was your moment of Tuesday, Joel?
That's it.
Oh, that's going to make a great short.
Booking my accommodations for Montreal for AEW's return to Montreal in July. There you go. And Mystery Wrestling, of course. So that was my moment of Tuesday, because that's how I spend a lot of my Tuesday evening.
My moment of Tuesday was my run-in with the law and not going to jail. That's anytime you run into the wall and don't go to jail, that's a good day, because it did far worse.
I'm very proud of you for not being put in jail. Low bars.
Yeah, we won. Like, if we lost, I'd either be in jail or dead, and one of the two there.
What did we accomplish today, Jeremy?
We had a great chat with Court Bauer today, and I learned that Krista Joseph tried to bring the Doomsday Cage match to WWE, and I need to know everything I can about this. That's a big accomplishment that we learned that today.
I learned that MLW is soon going to become the Benji and Joel Madden Good Charlotte experience, and I'm very excited for that. Don Gato Tequila will fuel the next Good Charlotte run of shows, and they've been on a run of great shows. And yeah, the chat with Court was great. The rest of the show was equally fine, and wrestling is stupid.
Equally fine.
That's fine. Who would be the bigger felon, Joel or Jeremy? I'm too nice. Jeremy would be the felon.
What would I do?
Whatever it takes, baby.
Like, cause me to be felonious. Is that a word?
Felonious. Felonious. Sounds like you're about to
suck dick.
Yes. Fallacious.
Oh. Okay.
Felonious.
I don't know what. I mean, sure. I guess I could have felonist activities at some point. I don't know.
That's all right.
Yeah, clip Joel sucking dick. Send it to Matt Hardy. Dear Matt Hardy, this is who you're arguing with.
No. We're done. It's over. We're done. The show is done. We're back tomorrow.
That's the thumbnail that's going to be on Matt Hardy's podcast, is Joel going like that.
Screw you. Go to hell. We're back tomorrow. 10 a.m. Eastern. Jeremy Lambert, SP3. I would hopefully be taking the day to myself until TNA in the evening, when I have to, I don't know, explain my actions to myself again. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe TNA will be a good enough show that I could just spend the hour talking about the show. God forbid I get that opportunity. God, for Jeremy Lambert, you know who I am. You know who he is. Ladies, gentlemen, friends, leave a thumbs up and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.